Well, it's Titan Tuesday, and this week for Titan Tuesday, we got titles. Not only the first 3 titles, we got the whole season, and wow, do they reveal some really interesting possibilities for the upcoming Year of Titans. Let's take a couple minutes to break down all the titles for the upcoming season, and what kind of clues I think are involved in each one. Well, hey guys, welcome to Titan Tuesday. Time for us once again to talk about one of my favorite shows over on HBO Max, DC Titans, and this week we have some very interesting title reveals. Now last week we got the first 3 episodes along with some descriptions, and they really did give us an idea of how the season's going to kick off. We found out episode 1, 2, and 3 were named Lex Luthor, Mother Mayhem, and Jinx. But now that we filled in the rest of the blanks, it does give us a much broader understanding of what's going on. So let's take a couple minutes to talk about all the new titles. Episode 4 of the upcoming season will be called Supermart. And I'm not really sure what to make of this, but it almost sounds like a superhero marketplace. Given the history of the series, it makes me wonder about costumes, and the fact that Gar is getting a new costume this year, well, this sounds like the episode that might finally actually happen. It also could be some kind of place where powers and actual heroes are generated, but I think that's a bit of a stretch, but we'll have to wait and see. We at least know Gar will indeed be getting a costume, and that makes the most sense. Now, episode 5 is going to be entitled Inside Man. And although the title doesn't really reveal this, given what we know so far, I actually think our Inside Man might be Connor Kent. We know he's somehow connected to Lex, and the possibilities that Lex has planted some kind of psychic seed inside of his own brain, to me seems like a strong possibility. And although we haven't seen the episode yet, it does feel like something that would happen on Titans. Now, episode 6 is entitled Brother Blood. And based on the trailer, I think this will finally be the episode where we see Sebastian ascend from his more mundane self into the full leader of the Church of Blood and become Brother Blood himself. Some of that was indicated in the trailer, and doing this by the mid-season break would make a lot of sense. That's right, that's episode 6, so at this point we take a break, and then we'll return early next year with episode 7, which is named Dude, Where's My Gar? Now obviously this is a take on the movie Dude, Where's My Car, but another clue that Garfield Logan will indeed have a central storyline in the upcoming season, and given how he may have had a tease for a costume in episode 4, this might be the place we finally see Gar fully suited up, and maybe even taking on those new animal forms most of us have been wondering about. Now, episode 8 is entitled Calls Folly, and I really didn't know what to make of this, so I had to do a little bit of Googling. The name Call in the DC universe is associated with 2 different characters. The first one is Jediah Call, who is a Green Lantern and somebody I find very unlikely appearing in this series. But the second one is this ex-CIA consultant, who interestingly enough was involved in the occult, tying him a little closer to the series, and in the comics met his end at the hands of the Spectre. It could be a character we haven't met yet or will be introduced in this season, but overall, the name itself did provoke a little curiosity. Now, episode 9 is entitled Dick and Carol and Ted and Corey. And, oh my god, this is clearly a reference to a movie from the late 1970s. Now, if you know what this movie is, you know exactly what it's about, and it makes me feel like it's pretty lucky the show was on HBO. Whether they'll totally go here for this episode, we'll have to wait and see. I would find that really awkward for future episodes, but it at least is an interesting title. Now, episode 10 will be entitled Game Over. And with a title like Game Over, it seems like this could be one of the critical moments in the overall story of the season, and one of apparent loss. You know, typically in these superhero stories, we reach a point where it seems like all hope and the heroes have lost the day. And that's where they finally return, rise up, and kind of do that hero part of the description. This episode definitely seems to be kicking off that kind of vibe. Episode 11 is entitled Project Starfire. And since we all know who Starfire is, could it be that she finally rises to full power? Fans have been hoping she manifests her absolute full potential in the show, and it's not something we've seen in the series, but the trailer really did tease a new look and a new power level for the character, and I think we might finally see her reach her full potential in episode 11. Now, the season closes out with Titans Forever, and I have to say guys, this title really does sound like a finale title for the series. The show hasn't been renewed for another season. They made it pretty clear we need to wait and see how the season does, but it does sound like they plan on ending this season with a definitive ending, and with a title like that, gosh, it really does make me wonder if the show's coming back or not. Now, there's still a lot of unanswered questions about the upcoming season, and a lot of absences that haven't been explained or even teased in these titles. We've talked a little bit about the absence of Dawn and Donna, but many fans are asking about Jason Todd. We're going to do a follow-up video on specifically Jason Todd in Season 4 coming up in the next week or so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll make sure you get that right away. Obviously, these titles revealed a ton about the upcoming season, but I'm curious about your own speculation about what's going on. So I gotta know what you guys think. Did any of these titles jump right out at you and provide you with any interesting clues? And, based on the titles, is there any episode you are most excited for? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.